I'm at my favorite park. It looks a lot different since I was last here. I was here in October sometime when I was thinking that I was going to be able to get through the crisis I was starting to experience while being on micronutrients only and no psych meds. Or I might have had to take some at that point and then tried to taper off them quickly. Can't remember. And I think the micronutrients were a big success, being on no meds for 5 months and then having a crisis when I would usually have one anyway. So I'm down to half a Seroquel and 900 milligrams lithium and 150 milligrams trazodone and then half of a 25. Last night I couldn't sleep right away, and so I took a Benadryl to fall asleep, and today I'm feeling kind of funny in the eyes and kind of groggy. And yesterday I didn't have that sort of buzzing in my energy field, especially around my root chakra, that turning. It didn't start at all, and I'm wondering if it's because I took a zinc, I think it's 30 milligrams, and then 2 P5Ps, 50 milligrams, and I took 2 folic acids, and those are 800 mcg, and a niacin, and a vitamin C. And I've been looking more at chemistry and things for this sort of stuff, more particularly, and I came across on this website by Peter Smith, who's a naturopathic doctor, and he has the website balancingbrainchemistry.co.uk, and he put one sentence in there about bipolar and vanadium toxicity or accumulation or something. So I looked up vanadium, which is vanadium, and apparently it has something to do with the sodium potassium pump of red blood cells, and it's something that accumulates in mania apparently. And then there was something about vitamin C helping mania, and the Balancing Brain biochemistry website has tons of stuff on different ways to modulate one's brain and chemistry for people who have bipolar. And I find this interesting. He mentions that he advocates for self-medicating, meaning using natural methods or whatever, and I don't exactly know. I would go on the site and talk to him to find out exactly what he means, and that's what I'm going to do. I also learned about something called darkness therapy, where it can help slow down mania if one is in the complete dark and quiet for a while, which is pretty easy to do and basically free. And he also talks about how the illness tries to kill him, and that's sort of what I feel about it too. So yeah, positives, that spinny feeling stopped. It did sort of start up again when I took the Benadryl, so I don't know what that means, but I did fall asleep anyway. I'm going to try and get out of the car here, get some air. misty trees. And for some reason, I subscribed to all of the masterclasses because they sent a deal for 120 bucks. And then I started watching them and I realized, why did I buy this? I am doing this other stuff and I'm going to be working on this business. And so, yeah, I was kind of in that space of creativity and just buying, which isn't good. And then had a conversation with somebody that was kind of a total buzzkill and still kind of recovering from it. My confidence is really not good right now. And I never think of myself as having confidence or not. It's not something that enters my mind until somebody shoots me down on every possible occasion. And this is the thing. I went to the island. I spent nearly $1,000 on a trip to de-stress and deal with some trauma using holotropic breath work. And then I come back and, you know, I'm trying to recover and get better. And so what I'm trying to say is, if one isn't in circumstances that are congruent with getting better but make things worse, and my holotropic breathing facilitator told me don't have any big conversations or anything, and I kind of forgot. She said to say, this isn't the best time, maybe we could have this conversation later and wait for a couple weeks or something. But I don't know why it seems right now I'm working on whatever, yet the circumstances around me create conversations where it's a downer and a buzzkill and focused on all of my limitations. And then when I think about it, it's like, well, right now I'm not in the greatest situation and I haven't created much. And then I took that CBT for psychosis class, and it's sort of indicating like some of the things that we experience as people that are bipolar, like the grandiosity and creativity or whatever, are overcompensations for lack of self-esteem or something. So I'm thinking, wow, maybe all of this is just a big overcompensation, and maybe there is no meaning. Maybe that's all an overcompensation, and I really don't know right now. And I'm not sure if the wind is trying to encourage me or say yes, it is all delusion. I just don't feel like I have anywhere to settle and do the work I need to do and want to do. And maybe I don't even need to do that work. I was going to go for acupuncture, but it's more expensive than I thought. But I could have paid for 2 sessions had I not bought this master class. So that's the thing, I got distracted for a moment and then spent $120, which I forgot that's American, so Canadian it's probably like $160. So yeah, I gotta focus because a lot of my time right now is kind of wasted. Like now, this isn't wasted, but I don't really want to go home. It doesn't feel like home. And it's partly because I'm in an awful state. I was kind of fine-ish before, though I was watching some of my videos, and August 1st I'm like, how am I going to get through this? And lo and behold, I didn't get through this, and now it's harder to get through this because of the situation. It's nobody's fault, it's just not ideal. And I'm craving kombucha. So there's more to share. I've written a lot down in the last while. I don't know. I really am troubled. What I'm going to do first is talk to Peter Smith of Balancing Brain Biochemistry, because I am interested in learning how to manage some of these things without medication. That's still my goal. I don't want to be on medication. And next time, if I'm able to taper off meds and be on something else, I am more prepared to quickly stop the psychosis-like stuff with antipsychotics, and then, since it doesn't turn into much, then be able to taper off them eventually. So, yeah. Also work on listening to what I've said on the videos and maybe transcribing it or something. I don't know. Turning it into a booklet, or I'm not sure, but I need to start creating things and sharing them. So I put in an email to Peter Smith of balancingbrainchemistry.co.uk to have a Skype consult. And if I decide to follow his methods, I'll keep following them until I possibly have my next crisis, which would be 8.5 months from the start of this one, which was technically mid-October. So that would be November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. But as I was saying, I don't generally have a crisis in the summer, and I hope I don't waste my summer in crisis, so it's possible it will happen in April. And I'm not sure if it's a good idea to go on the supplements for what he says now, or wait until I have more of my own space. We'll see.